The affinity is understandable between these two leaders because they both, it seems, follow the same playbook. India's ASAT missile a few days back, and now this in Israel. Israel has dispatched a craft that will land on the moon on the 11th of April. The spacecraft called Bereshit is already orbiting the moon. It so far has managed to capture spectacular images of the moon, and these pictures provide a rare perspective that cannot be seen from the Earth. And there's something else that has come just before the election and may help Prime Minister Netanyahu. Another boost came from America. Around an hour back, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo made a major announcement. America has designated the Iran Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist organization.
The United States is continuing to build its maximum pressure campaign against the Iranian regime. I am announcing our intent to designate the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, including its Quds Force, as a foreign terrorist organization in accordance with Section 219 of the Immigration and Nationality Act. This designation will take effect 1 week from today.
And this is unprecedented, this move. The U.S. government has never, ever used such a designation for an entire entity of a foreign government. As promised, let's take you straight to Jerusalem to discuss more about this election. We have Wion's West Asia Bureau Chief Daniele Pagani joining us from the Holy City. Good evening, Daniele. Is it going to be a photo finish after all?
Good evening to you, Palki, and good
I guess that's another thing that the next Prime Minister will have to look at. Connectivity. We'll go back to Daniele in just a bit. He's standing by in Jerusalem. Daniele, we were asking about how close this election is expected to be. Israel has a history of coalition governments, but this time, we understand after many decades, we are looking at such a nail-biter.
Yes, definitely. This is a very much a neck-to-neck race between the two main contenders. Just to give you a sense, today itself, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while rallying in the old seat, invited his supporters and told them that they need to get out and vote for the Likud because his government is in danger. He made also a very big promise, a last-minute promise to annex eventually settlements within the Palestinian territory if he wins. This signals that he believes that he is in danger. So, yes, it is a neck-to-neck election. Perhaps the toughest that he fought in the last decade.
Barring the corruption allegations against Prime Minister Netanyahu, is there anything fundamentally very different between the two contenders, between what they're proposing?
Well, not in terms of foreign policy and in terms of security. They're pretty much identical. The differences are mostly on domestic issues and linked to some religious decisions. For instance, Benny Gantz is seen as more liberal. He's advocating for some sort of civil marriage, for extending to non-Orthodox the right to decide the prayers on the Western Wall and to work on the holy day for Jews, which is on Sabbath. Perhaps these will be the topics that will decide who is going to be the next Prime Minister, because when it comes to the rest, they're really very similar.
Will the announcement by America against Iran, against the Revolutionary Guard, have any impact on Netanyahu's fortunes?
Well, if Netanyahu plays this card, it is definitely going to help him. He, as we know, he's an advocate of the anti-Iran coalition as of now, and Israel has bombed Iran.
Right, so it may help Netanyahu is what he was saying. I'm assuming we'll get you more of those ground reports from Daniele through the day tomorrow. Israel votes tomorrow, and of course we'll be on top of that story. What does it mean for India, and how will a change of guard have an impact on the India-Israel relationship? That's something that we'll be focusing on.